Good afternoon to all. द्विवेदी सर आपने ज्वाइन कर लिया सर? द्विवेदी सर are there?
I have joined.
द्विवेदी सर?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You can check the screen to share your PPT.
Yes.
Okay, you can check it right now and check the audio also. Then it will be better to start.
बोलिए थोड़ा देर टाइम लगेगा, अभी तो हम वीसी चल रही है.
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir. It is visible. Yes. Yes. It's fine.
Is this PPT visible?
Yeah, it is visible now. It is visible. Your audio is also very clear, sir. So perhaps we can start. Let me check whether our advisor sir has joined or not. Advisor sir, have you joined the
Yes.
webinar, sir?
Good afternoon. I have
sir.
joined.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I have joined.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है? I have joined.
हाँ sir. You are audible, sir. You are audible. So let us start the session today. A very good afternoon to you all. A very warm greeting from Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee, National Institute of Water and Sanitation, Kolkata. It is our effort to organize some webinar through which we want to disseminate knowledge in a vast sector across the country with all the stakeholders. And today we are going to host a very important session with the topic toilet cleaning, one-stop solution to all ailments of toilets. This concept is developed in Bihar and found to be very useful that some other people can also adopt this concept, because operation, repairing and maintenance of local sanitary toilet is a big challenge. And today's speaker is Sri Ashutosh Dwivedi, IAS. Sri Ashutosh Dwivedi has a very glittering career, both in the field of education as well as in service life. Coming from a remote village in Pratapgarh district in Uttar Pradesh, he started his schooling in a village school and became a mechanical engineer from SBTI Kanpur. Now it is SBTU. Then he joined Maruti Udyog, but later he shifted to ISRO as a scientist, and finally he joined GAIL as a senior engineer. But his passion to do something for the common people inspired him to take UPSC examination to be a good administrator, and he resigned from GAIL. He attempted UPSC examination for 4 times, and every time he achieved something out of it. In his second attempt, he was selected for police service, but his zeal to become an administrator rewarded him IAS in his 4th attempt. He was placed in 70th rank in 2017 and placed in Bihar cadre in 2018 batch of IAS officers. Now he is working in the capacity of District Development Commissioner of Muzaffarpur district in Bihar. Sri Dwivedi is always very close to public utility services. We all understand the challenges in the field of functionality of low-cost sanitary latrines, and in the district of Muzaffarpur, a very brilliant idea came out in an evening chowpal, which was organized on the occasion of World Toilet Day, that is toilet cleaning. Basically, it is a concept to involve the community itself to keep all the toilets functional, taking the responsibility of repairing and maintenance. Today, we shall hear how this concept was institutionalized to make it doable and acceptable by the community. Another important aspect of this concept is to involve women SHG into this movement to earn their livelihood to some extent. We are happy to see that after establishing the first toilet clinic in Muzaffarpur district, the concept has spread to 7 more districts in Bihar, and it is giving very encouraging results. In this webinar, we shall also hear the success stories from the field, as Sri Dwivedi is very much associated with this movement. Now, before starting this session, I request all the participants to keep their microphone mute so that we can hear the speaker properly. And after the session is over, we shall keep a interactive session for question answer. And also, I request our advisors to speak a few words just before this web. Over to you, Sir.
So first of all, I extend my heartiest welcome to Shri Ashutosh Dwivedi IAS, who is presently working as a DDC Muzaffarpur. So he happened to visit us at SPM Nivas for one training program, whereby he shared his experience in developing the toilet clinic. So we requested him to share his work with the Pan India audience. So I also congratulate my team that headed by Shri Sekia, who has painstakingly worked very hard to arrange the webinar. Today I'm seeing people from north to south and east to west have joined the webinar. Right now, more than 70 participants have already joined and others are joining that. So the purpose of this organizing this seminar is that all the good work which has been done at any part of the country should be shared among others so that they can also emulate such good examples. I hope in today's discussions with Shri Ashutosh ji, everybody will learn. And as Mr. Seki has already requested that the format of the program is like this, we will give the sufficient time to our presenter to give the presentation. Once the presentation is over, then we will keep the house open for the questions sessions. So I think we can stick to that session. And then these are the case studies or examples which have been done in the many parts of the country. So other participants who have joined from many parts of the country can copy this type of work, or they can make some modification as per their own requirement. But our purpose is to share the good success story, good examples, so that we can replicate such good interventions in the entire country. So once again, I extend my heartiest welcome to Shri Ashutosh ji and to all the participants who have joined to this webinar. And I hope we will have a very fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Now I request Ashutosh Dwivedi sir to take the screen for his presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ishfaq sir, for his kind words, and Saikya ji for making this webinar happen. We have been in discussions about this since long, and I thank all the participants who have joined and welcome them in this webinar. I'll try to briefly sum up what we have done and the process of our initiative. Also, I'll try to give a brief so that anybody who likes to replicate can replicate this, and then we'll keep the floor open for any questions, as I think it will be better if we devote more time to discussions and questions so that what type of issues people are facing, we can handle those. So welcome everyone, and I'll request everyone to please switch on their cameras, as it's very difficult to talk to a screen, and but in this era of webinars, we are getting used to that, but it's better if we see faces, if we talk to faces. So I'll request everyone who can switch on their cameras, given their constraint, to please switch on their cameras so that we can have a fruitful discussion. So I'll start with the presentation. See, our this initiative is known as the Toilet Clinic, one-stop solution for all ailments of toilets. So what happened? I'll just briefly give the background of this. That when see all these huge, humongous number of toilets that we see, all this happened mainly from 2014. There was a huge impetus of making toilets, and many of us working in the fields were in one or different capacity. A lot of us were involved in that, the Swachh Bharat Mission phase 1, in which huge number of toilets were built. Now this happened in 2014. As we sit now today in 2024, almost a decade has passed, and in that period of time, a lot of toilets might have become dysfunctional because of some issues. A lot of toilets might have gone unused because of some minor issues. So it was in 2021, as we were celebrating the World Toilet Day, we were organizing a evening chopal in one of the villages, and I was discussing with the villagers, so what's the problem? Why are they not using the toilets? So many of them told us that our toilets have become dysfunctional because of some small reasons. Maybe someone's pot has cracked, or maybe someone's floor has developed some problems, or a door is not working. Even to the extent that if the pit which was made is filled, then they are not using that toilet. Why? Because suppose even if a floor has cracked, now it will require say only 2 kilograms of cement. But if that person has to get it repaired, he has to purchase minimum one bag of cement. He has to run here and there to collect all the materials which are needed. He has to devote one day, he has to call the mason, he has to call the laborers, and he has to supervise the work. So all this becomes very cumbersome for the people, and doing it individually, it becomes very costly for them. So what we thought, so they said that it's very difficult for us to devote a whole day or 2 3 days for all this, and it's better that we go outside in the open. So we identified this problem. This problem identification happened in that evening chopal, and we thought that we need to do something about that. We cannot just leave it to the people that they'll do this. They need some sort of hand holding. So what we thought, that if we can collate all these efforts, if we can combine all these efforts, not only can we bring down the cost of the toilets, but also we can help them out. Then came this concept of toilet clinic, where we did everything as you'll see in the detailed presentation. That here now a person has only to make a call to the toilet clinic that okay, this is the problem which I am having in the toilet. Our person goes to the field, he analyzes, he sees, and he estimates what all the material will be needed. And we have trained janitors, we have trained masons, and we send them and we get it repaired. Now, because say in a village, if 10 toilets are not working because some or other issues, one person goes, our team as a mason, janitor, and a laborer, they go and they can repair those 10 toilets in a day. They can purchase one bag of cement, and that can be used to repair 10 toilets. Now this brings down the cost also significantly, and that person, that say a poor person of a village who has to go work as a daily laborer, or who has some other, maybe he has a small shop. Now he does not have to do anything, he just have to make a phone call, rest everything will be taken care of us. He does not want to devote a day of his work in getting that repaired. So this was the basic concept. We'll now move slide by slide, and we'll see how each and everything evolved. The first photograph is just the clinic. So someone's mic is on. Kindly switch off the mic. See, the basis of our thinking, the basis of our whole journey was this: sanitation for all, building healthier communities. As we all know, that sanitation is directly linked to health, is directly linked to level of nutrition in the family, and especially of the women and children of the family. So this slide basically deals with what we have just discussed, that the first phase, more than 1.2 crore toilets were constructed. Now, gradually, this became problematic because any structure, 5-10 years, it will develop some problems which need to be handled. So, other than that, other than individual toilets, problem is more with CSCs, community sanitation complexes, the community toilets, the toilets which are used in schools, Anganwadi centers. They were also built during that time, and individual toilets maybe they were functional, but these community toilets, they had even more problematic situation. So that's the thing that we are discussing. Even minor repairs can become expensive when taken individually, so we use this concept of toilet clinic for community based solutions. This is the background. This is the photograph of that toilet day evening chopal. As you can see, uh, it was on 19th November 2021. I had joined Muzaffarpur in September 2021, and this we were doing it in November 2021. And all this, as we have shown on the World Toilet Day in Kudni block, we were discussing. And Kudni is the block where we started our first toilet clinic. And all this idea was born there. I gave you that glimpse, that what was the problem, and the people themselves told the problem. We identified the problem, and then we sat on the drawing board at what can be done to address this issue, and we came up with this solution of toilet clinic. So this is the basic raison d'etre of the toilet clinic, that in our country we have a very fragmented and disorganized wash or end market. Making a toilet is a very, a big work. Even the public representatives of villages, they also take up in large manner. Even in CSR, even the companies in CSR, they are very much into making new toilets, but operation and maintenance of those toilets is a big problem. If they have to get that material also for operation and maintenance, that is also a big problem. Now, cleaning, disinfection, repair, and maintenance. Cleaning is one of the biggest problems. Number of these NGOs, number of corporates, they are very much happy if you say that, okay, I need this many toilets made. They're very happily make the toilet. They're very happily decorate with all the beautiful pictures, their logos, and everything. But as we have observed, that this routine cleaning and repair, disinfection, in that thing, not the CSR initiatives are also not very much interested, because they want to make one time investment. They don't want to make it a regular type of thing. So they're not very much interested in getting this repair and cleaning wala activity. Then we another issue is the funds are available, but trained human resource is missing. Now, even in Panchayati Raj, for retrofitting of toilet, funds are available. Earlier also, and the tied fund of sanitation and untied fund, ample amount of funds are available. In Swachh Bharat Mission, funds are available. In CSR, funds are available. But we didn't have very specifically trained human resource. So we need this human resource for construction, O&M, and cleaning also. The people who are engaged in cleaning, especially, they are working in a very unhygienic and unsafe manner. Normally, for cleaning of toilets, we don't see use of PPEs, personal protective equipments, which has double problem. First, it is problematic for their health, it is hazardous for their health, and some sort of stigma also gets attached to it. The next one is that health hazard, social stigma, and discrimination. So all these issues became the basis for opening of an institution like toilet clinic. So that's our workflow. The photograph which you are seeing is the photograph of one of our training sessions, where you can see all the PPEs, all the equipments, and the person is holding a high pressure jet which is used for cleaning. That the basic thing was one stop solution. A person should not be needing to go here and there for any issue which is related to his toilet. all the services, mason, janitor, material, everything under one roof. We did training of masons and janitors. We identified people who are willing, and through support of UNICEF and WADS, which is an agency working with UNICEF, they provided us training support. Intensive training was organized for them, for the masons as well as janitors, and UNICEF and WADS were kind enough to provide us with these, as you can see in the hand of that person. High pressure cleaning machines were also provided by UNICEF and WADS only. Next is drastic reduction of cost as compared to individual driven repairs. As I've already told you, the reason behind this, because if the efforts are combined, the cost comes down. Even in multiple occasions, we have seen that where individual estimates given by local masons, local persons, it was to the tune of 7,000, 8,000 rupees, and when done through toilet clinic, it took only 1,000 to 1,200 to 1,500 rupees for that person, and he saved his day's wage also. Next is janitors equipment, modern equipments. As you can see, for safety, they have all the PPEs, their headgear, their gloves, their boots, everything is provided to them so that they work in a safe environment and they feel uh, safe in doing that and respectful in doing that. Livelihood opportunities are of course created because all these people were tagged to some different panchayats, and they have done very good, and they are now sustainable livelihood has been provided to them. So this is the complete workflow as we see how we are moving ahead with this. If the toilet has any problem, a crack in the wall, anything, you see the first photo in which you can see the floor is broken. First step is toilet is having a problem. Second step is the person visits toilet clinics on, or call is given on the contact numbers. Initially what we did was, we our persons, they used to do surveys in villages. Okay, how going house to house and getting to know which toilets are not being used and what is the problem. But now gradually through awareness generation, we have reached to that level that a person can himself call the toilet clinic. We have gained that much popularity. Or he can, because our clinics are in the village, in the block office only, so if any person comes to block for any other work also, he can come to the toilet clinic, he can visit the toilet clinic and tell his issues. Then the third step is, executive as toilet clinic assesses the need and material and manpower. So if needed, he may go to the site, he can see, okay, what is the problem, what things are needed, and he can make an estimate. Then executive arranges, in the fourth step, you can see executive arranges all the material and manpower, mason, janitor needed for repair. We have masons and janitors tagged for every panchayat. So if it is in any panchayat, he'll just call that mason and janitor and tell that, okay, these many villages, these many houses, say 4, 5, 10 houses in your panchayat need this type of repair. So the date is fixed, and the next, as you see in the fifth step, executive collates and clubs material and manpower needed for repair. Then all the necessary manpower and material is transferred to the site by mobile van of toilet clinic. Or van is just, in many cases, it is just an e-rickshaw in which all the material is taken. Mason and janitor sit and they go to that village, and in a whole day they complete all the work. The repair is done and the toilet becomes functional. You can see the first one, the situation, and in the last, you can also see the work being done, and the last situation is there. All these photographs are actual photographs from the field where people were doing their work. This is just a picture of our toilet clinic. See, as a concept, toilet clinic even need not have an office, even need not have a brick and mason structure, because it is just a collation. A person, an executive with a mobile phone can function as toilet clinic. You need not have any brick and mortar structure, because everything is decentralized. The person, the janitors are there in every panchayat. You just have to get information, collect that information, collate that information, and disperse it to them. Okay, these houses need this much repair. But we have decided to make a brick and mortar toilet clinic in our block offices, so that for two purposes. The first one is that it will, if there is some structure involved, people will come, people will visit, they'll will have more vision in that sense, will have more visibility in that sense. And in toilet clinic, we have displayed different type of models, we have displayed different type of pans which are used, so that if a person comes, he can feel, he can get a feel of the things. That's why we have made this structure. But as a concept, you need not have a structure. So even if you do not have any structure, With one person and a mobile phone, he can do function all the works of toilet cleaning. This is our workflow. First part is the training, janitors and masons training. You can see that person after the training having that kit. Then we have enhanced cleaning equipments for janitors. High tech cleaning tools are being given. Raw material procurement. We wanted to engage local shopkeepers, and they were engaged. We decided rates of how much rates they can give, because if local shopkeepers are made a stakeholder, the initiative becomes more sustainable. So this is all these are the benefits which we have accrued. Quality retrofitting, we have standardized material, we have specifically trained manpower. See, making a wall is different from fixing a pan. So the masons which we trained exclusively for this purpose, and as you can see gradually in the next slides, now we have upgraded it to the next level. Now we have engaged women SHGs in this, in which we have all the our masons, all the janitors, they are all women. We have gone to the concept of Rani Mistris, and all the women of SHG are doing their job. We'll see that in subsequent slides. Next thing, so the quality of retrofitting is improved. Next thing is affordability. It has become affordable. Earlier, when we started this, we it was a completely beneficiary-led program. The beneficiaries were paying themselves. Now, since in the toilet retrofitting drive, some fund is also available with panchayats. So now even panchayats can help the beneficiaries in getting their toilets retrofitted. Environmental sustainability, we have made multiple retrofitting from single pit to twin pit, and from we have converted soak pits, we have made leach pits so that leachate is not directly disposed of in fields. So all that environmental sustainability part is also there. In job creation, of course, we have in every panchayat we have our workers. They are getting jobs. They are getting meaningful employment. So they are also benefiting from that. So this is we started our first oil clinic in Muzaffarpur. Then it was replicated in the state. Shivar, Darbhanga, Gaya, Sitamarhi, Kathiyar, and Madhubani have also opened toilet clinics. And now recently, during the conference of secretaries of all the states, this initiative was discussed. And Secretary Ma'am, Government of India was very happy with this initiative, and they have now decided that they will replicate it across the country. So this is the way forward in which nationwide scaling up can be provided, which is already being taken by Ministry of Jal Shakti, DDWS. Establishment of toilet clinic and sanitary mart under CBOs as a livelihood option. As I already told you, we have engaged women SHGs in it, and now all our toilet clinics are run by women SHGs. We have tagged one or two cluster level foundations with them, and now they are functioning very properly. All the persons who are managing the clinic are also women. Who are masons are also women. Janitors are also women. We'll see that photograph in subsequent slides. So mobile van and everything, development of entrepreneurship, because these toilet clinics, they can also function as a knowledge hub. They can also function as a place where information dissemination and sale and purchase of anything related to wash will take place. Skilled women as masons to enhance livelihood opportunities. This was what I was talking about. This is the photograph from a training session of women janitors. Now all our janitors are women, all our masons are women. See, this is the Rani Mason standing in Muzaffarpur. We all must have heard the word Raj Mistri, in which male masons. Now we are graduating to the concept of Rani Mistri, where women masons are used, and they are performing very well. Rani Mistris were also used during 2014 toilet building campaign in Chhattisgarh. So we called two Rani Mistris from Chhattisgarh for training in our district also. Training was imparted by women uh, to the our Jivika Didis, our women SHGs. So we also did that so that they gain confidence that okay, it's not because in Bihar it was something new for women working as masons. Women were always working as building laborers, but as masons it was new. So we bought those Rani Mistris, those Didis from Chhattisgarh. They trained them and they also gave them confidence that okay, we if we can do, you also can do. Women are capable of working as mistris, as masons, and now they are doing a perfectly sound job. This is all part of the training. They are making a pit for that. This is our field activities: retrofitting single pit to two pit toilet and completion. This is a few photographs of before and after. The toilet was in a very dilapidated condition. The floor was cracking. Now, after we have fixed a new toilet, here also you can see this huge problem of this floor was cracking, and now this has been repaired. So this is our training in one of other district, Purnia, which is in Bihar, where training has happened, and these from here went for training. So personal protection is of prime importance. You can see all the PPEs being worn by our janitors so that they are safe, so that they don't have any environmental or health hazard. These are some of the media coverage which was done. So this was the whole presentation. I'd like to just show you a small video which you can see. I'll just play that video for you.
शौचालयों के निर्माण
Is the video visible?
निर्माण के साथ-साथ बिहार
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay.
शौचालयों के निर्माण के साथ-साथ बिहार इनके निरंतर उपयोग, साफ सफाई और आवश्यक मरम्मत के प्रति सजग रहा है। व्यक्तिगत शौचालय के साथ ही सामुदायिक स्वच्छता परिसर और संस्थागत शौचालय मामूली टूट फूट या उचित रखरखाव के अभाव में अकार्यशील हो जाते हैं। इन्हीं चुनौतियों के समाधान के लिए अभिनव पहल की गई है, वह है टॉयलेट क्लिनिक।
कई बार टॉयलेट टेक्नोलॉजी जो इस्तेमाल होते हैं वो सही नहीं होते, इसी कारण टॉयलेट डिफंक्ट हो रहे होते हैं। इसके अतिरिक्त बिहार का जो उत्तर क्षेत्र है वो बाढ़ से प्रभावित होता है, कई बार टॉयलेट्स को टूट फूट भी हो जाता है। इन कार्यों को करने के लिए हमारे पास दक्ष कर्मी होने चाहिए। इन सभी बिंदुओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए टॉयलेट क्लिनिक का कंसेप्ट लाया गया। पायलट में हम लोगों को यूनिसेफ का संपूर्ण सहयोग मिला है।
टॉयलेट क्लिनिक की स्थापना एक छत के नीचे शौचालय संबंधी सभी समस्याओं के निवारण केंद्र के रूप में की जा रही है, जहां एक तरफ शौचालय निर्माण तथा मरम्मत कार्य के लिए अच्छी गुणवत्ता वाली सामग्री उपलब्ध कराई जा रही है, वहीं दूसरी तरफ प्रशिक्षित राजमिस्त्री और शौचालय की साफ सफाई के लिए आधुनिक उपकरणों से लैस प्रशिक्षित सफाई कर्मियों की भी सुविधा प्रदान की जा रही है।
मान लीजिए 10 आदमी के शौचालय में कुछ कमी है, उसको 1-1, 2-2 किलो सीमेंट चाहिए और दिन भर में उन 10 टॉयलेट्स को जो हमारे मिस्त्री हैं वो ठीक कर सकते हैं, तो वो जो कॉस्ट थी वो 10 आदमियों में बढ़ जाएगी। और इस तरह से हम लोगों ने जो डेटा लेकर के, एक सैंपल लेकर के स्टडी किया कि कई बार जिनमें 10,000 15,000 रुपया बताया गया एस्टिमेट, वो अगर ग्रुप में हम लोग करेंगे तो 1,000-1,500 रुपए में हो जाएगा।
शौचालय की रेट्रोफिटिंग के लिए लोग यहाँ आकर संपर्क करते हैं या अपने ग्राम पंचायत से संबद्ध प्रशिक्षित राजमिस्त्री को फोन कर अपने घर बुला सकते हैं।
जी, ये कुड़नी प्रखंड का टॉयलेट क्लिनिक है। यहाँ पर 10 प्रशिक्षित महिला जेनिटर है और 10 प्रशिक्षित पुरुष जेनिटर है और 12 प्रशिक्षित राजमिस्त्री है।
हम बहुत ही काम से खुश होती है, बाल बच्चा शौचालय से चले, रोजी रोटी चले, खाए खाती है, अब अच्छा से रहता है।
मरम्मत कार्य के लिए दर पहले से निर्धारित है, इसके कारण बाजार की तुलना में टॉयलेट क्लिनिक के माध्यम से रेट्रोफिटिंग कराना काफी सस्ता होता है।
मेरा टॉयलेट टूट गया था, मैं बाहर गए तो 25 रुपए खर्चा बताया गया, टॉयलेट में गए तो 800 मेरा काम हो गया।
मुजफ्फरपुर जिले में टॉयलेट क्लिनिक के संचालन के लिए स्वयं सहायता समूह जीविका को संबद्ध किया गया है।
7 जिलों में पूरे बिहार में ये शुरू हो गया है और इसको हम लोग सभी प्रखंडों में करने का निर्णय लिए हैं। इसको एक बिजनेस मॉडल के रूप में डेवलप करने के लिए इसको हम लोग स्वयं सहायता समूहों से भी जुड़ रहे हैं, जिसमें कि हमारी जीविका दीदियां जो प्रशिक्षित होंगी वो इनका संचालन करेंगी और सेवाएं भी इसमें प्रदान करेंगी।
इस तरह टॉयलेट क्लिनिक स्वच्छता के साथ साथ रोजगार सृजन का भी जरिया बनता जा रहा है।
So that was all I had to say about our presentation. I'll keep the floor open for questions and discussions. If you have any questions or discussions, we can go ahead with it.
Yes, SPM Nivas, was a warm thank you to Divedi sir for his brilliant presentation. Now, we are going for an interactive session. Any participants want to put some question or want to give any comment? He or she can put his hand raised electronically to ask the question. So now the forum is open for interactive session. Thank you.
CK sir, are they allowed to unmute their mic?
Any participant, please confirm whether you can unmute yourself or it is muted from the level of admin.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I would like to know about this funding of this clinic. Where from this initial funding was done, one point, and another point is that is there any revolving fund sort of amount is there? And lastly, the economics of the clinic. I mean, the way this, the people, workers get benefited. And what about the to economics of this to whole approach?
Sure.
I would like to know about these things.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
you have three questions. I'll just go ahead with answering it one by one. First, about initial funding. See, we didn't need any initial funding because, as I said, the training part was done by UNICEF and WADS, which is an agency working with UNICEF. So they provided the training, and for which it was not any cost was not incurred to us. The training was done in our block level, the block office seminar rooms. So that was also not done. Though no fund was needed for that. Now these persons which are employed, they have to make their own economies work. So this physical place for toilet clinic, it was provided in the block office, and some uh, repair was done. For that, untied fund of Panchayat Samiti block was used. Now for routine, as you said, the second is revolving fund. We don't need any revolving fund because it is earlier it was beneficiary led program. Right now also it is beneficiary led, but now since you might be aware that for retrofitting of toilets we have some fund available with panchayats, so that can also be used for any revolving fund. Otherwise, the beneficiary is paying for his repair. The third is the workers economics. That was important, which this was the most tricky part, because we gave them training, we gave them equipments. Even the janitors were given equipments, the masons were given equipment, but for them to be constantly involved with toilet clinic, they need to be gainfully employed. So what we did was, one source of their revenue was from the people who got their toilets repaired. Now other revenue source which we got from them, that all these are community toilets. For example, toilets in schools, toilets in our offices, toilets, the CSCs, community sanitation centers, which were made during SBM. We fixed a per seat cleaning cost for that. Now that comes under all this maintenance. The fund is there. So we said that okay, this is the cost for cleaning, and in that block we got all those cleaned from the workers of toilet cleaning. So they got a constant source of revenue from there, and of course any repair which they are doing, even if it is done by the beneficiary led program, or if it is done under that retrofitting campaign done by panchayats, they get their revenue. So that's how they are constantly generating revenue, and now it has become sustainable.
I request the participants to give their brief introduction before the question or comment. Just now, Mr. Niprendra Kumar Sharma, he asked a question. He's a chief engineer from Assam. Now, SBMC DRDA Puducherry is raising his hand. So I request the Puducherry to raise their question or comment, please.
सर एक्चुअली पुducherry से मैं शंकरन बात कर रहा हूँ सर एक्चुअली इसके लिए ना अलग से ऑफिस चाहिए ना क्लिनिक के लिए और वर्कर्स और इंस्ट्रूमेंट वगैरह चाहिए ना उसके लिए फंड वगैरह हमारे पास तो कोई फंड नहीं है एसबीआई में भी कम है और स्टेट में भी यूटी में कम भी फंड होता है तो इसके लिए फंड कहाँ से मिलेगी
सी फ्रॉम आई जस्ट लाइक टू टेल यू देखिए इसके ऑफिस जैसा मैंने बताया हम लोगों ने कोई ऑफिस इसके लिए अलग से नहीं बनवाया जैसे मान लीजिए ब्लॉक में कोई एक बिल्डिंग है जो पुरानी थी जो यूज नहीं हो रही थी उसको हम लोगों ने ब्लॉक के मेंटेनेंस के लिए जो पंचायत समिति से था उससे उसको मेंटेनेंस करा दिया और वो हमारा ऑफिस बन गया
ओके
और अगर इवन टू द एक्सटेंट यू डोंट नीड एन ऑफिस क्योंकि उसका काम क्या है उसका काम यही है आपको आपके जो ये मेसन्स और जेनिटर्स की ट्रेनिंग वाला जो पार्ट है ट्रेनिंग आपको यूनिसेफ वाले प्रोवाइड कर देंगे आपके लोकल यूनिसेफ
मेसन और लेबर को परमानेंट चाहिए ना सर उसके लिए
हाँ मेसन और जेनिटर का जो पेमेंट है जी जी वही मैं अभी बता रहा था कि जितना टॉयलेट वो जाकर के ठीक करेंगे उनका वो रेट फिक्स है कि अगर ये रिपेयर हुआ तो इतना पैसा और वो या तो बेनिफिशियरी ड्रिवन है तो बेनिफिशियरी देता है सीधे और या फिर अभी पंचायती राज में आ गया है रेट्रोफिटिंग के लिए टॉयलेट की रेट्रोफिटिंग सिंगल पिट को ट्विन पिट में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए रेट्रोफिटिंग के लिए उसमें भी जो 15 फाइनेंस कमीशन है उसके भी सैनिटेशन वाले पार्ट में आ गया है अच्छा आप क्या तो बेसिकली फिर वो बेनिफिशियरी ड्रिवन ही हो जाएगा वो वहां से जो है इससे होगा और उसके साथ आप एक इम्पोर्टेंट जो उन लोगों को क्योंकि सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज आपके लिए यही आएगा कि हाउ टू कीप दोज पीपल गेनफुली employed because if they're not gainfully employed they will definitely gradually leave that part okay so उसके लिए आपके लिए सबसे अच्छा तरीका ये है कि आपके जो सरकारी वाले टॉयलेट्स तो बने हुए हैं बहुत सारे चाहे आपके ऑफिस में हो स्कूल में हो अस्पताल में हो उसकी जो सफाई वाला काम है what we did was we fixed a rate okay for per toilet 50 rupees per seat 50 rupees so जैसे अगर हॉस्पिटल में टॉयलेट है तो हॉस्पिटल के उसकी मेंटेनेंस के लिए फंड आता है अलग से स्कूल में है तो स्कूल के लिए उसके एडमिन में है आपके ऑफिस में तो वो आप उनसे टैग कर दीजिए कि ओके आप जहां से भी क्लीनिंग करें नाउ यू हैव टू गेट इट डन थ्रू टॉयलेट क्लीनिंग थ्रू आवर पीपल दे विल डू इट इन अ मोर प्रोफेशनल मैनर दे विल डू इट इन अ बेटर मैनर दे आर इक्विप्ड विद ऑल दीस इक्विपमेंट्स पीपीईज हाई प्रेशर क्लीनिंग जेट्स और वो पैसा उनको दे दीजिए उनको लगातार पैसा मिलता रहेगा वो जुड़े रहेंगे
ओके थैंक यू
Thank you. There's a question from Waterday, Amita. I have seen the question in the chat box. I request Amita from Waterday to raise this question to Divedi sir. From Waterday.
Yes. Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Sir, thank you for the insightful presentation. So my question is that since we're talking about toilets here and is there any discussion around in the toilet clinic that there are areas which are waterlogged or there are areas which are drought prone in conditions so does these topics come up in the trainings and while opting for technology are we training masons regarding the alterations in the technologies which will cater to waterlogged areas or drought prone areas?
Yeah, definitely. You might have seen during the video. I'm not sure whether because the video was in Hindi, whether it was useful for everyone or not. But see, these technologies, the discussion about these technologies can definitely be integrated during your training part. Because we are not facing drought situations here, but we are a district of North Bihar and we face regular floods. So that was shown in the video also. So these how to protect the toilets from floods, that part was very much integrated into the training, and we are also along with UNICEF and VATS, with the help of UNICEF and VATS, we are piloting an initiative in one of our villages for flood proof toilets, because in northern Bihar this is a regular happening. And whenever the floods come, number of toilets are destroyed, number of these their pits get problematic. So of course, depending upon the ground condition, you should and you must include these in the training. We included the waterlogging and flood conditions in our training, how to handle that situation. And if it is from, say, a drought prone area, the drought proofing of toilet should also be included in that.
Oh, that's great, sir. We would really like to see how you come up with the flood related toilets you're about, right? Flood proof toilets. So that would be a great example for
Yeah,
us also.
we are doing a pilot for that in one of our PMOI clusters, and as and when we get it completed, we get it done, we'll definitely share with you guys. We can do another webinar on that. But since we are also doing it at a it is still in the pilot state, we are analyzing the results, and now we have the season of floods had come. After this flood season is over, we'll see how they function, and we'll definitely discuss about that also.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any more question? This is a very useful presentation indeed. Very simple approach, a community-led approach, but definitely it is giving some result in Bihar, and I think it can be replicated in some other state also, because it appears very simple and very effective. So, any more question from any participants? Yes, Mr. Sharma.
Sir, in one clinic, how many people are there to get it rectified for retrofitting?
See,
Normally.
we have one executive for the clinic who handles the day-to-day activities of the clinic, and he is also our Swachhata Parivekshak, the SBMG2 part which we are doing, solid liquid waste management. Our sanitation supervisor works as that executive of that clinic, and we number of panchayats, as many number of panchayats we train that many janitors and that many masons. So per panchayat we have one mason and one janitor.
And that executive gets salary from this retrofitting
Since
fund itself?
he's also work, yeah, his regular salary is coming from his work as the sanitation supervisor of solid liquid waste management, and the part which he is doing here in the toilet clinic, he gets some part from that also, the income of the clinic.
What is the rate of flow of complaint per clinic?
Yeah, please.
General.
Can you please come again?
I mean, the flow of complaints. I mean, how many complaints are received in general, actually?
In the last 2 years, initially it was very low. Initially, we had to go door to door knocking that, okay, please tell what is the problem. So, but gradually it has increased, and then in the last 2.5 years, we have, say, about 9,000 toilets we have repaired.
Oh, that's great.
8,790 is the exact figure, I think.
Any more question, please? So it is a request from the SPM Nivas also. If any participants have such success stories or some knowledge that you can disseminate with all the stakeholders, you can contact us for similar webinar. This is a request from our side. Any more question, please? And one thing I would like to inform the participants that we are having a YouTube channel also, the name SPM Nivas, and all our webinars are there. And this webinar is also live streaming is going on. So you can have a view of all our webinars in that YouTube channel. So I request you kindly to subscribe to the channel also. Now, if somebody is there, can ask a question. So Somebody was, Aglapa Mr. was asking that please share the contact details of the toilet clinic. So sir can highlight how to contact toilet clinic in your districts.
I'll just share the because I'll share the district coordinator's number who was instrumental in getting the toilet clinic made. Even I can share the number of WADS representative who did the training and everything. So I think that will be helpful because main part is training. If I can share that, I think you can. It will be.
I think Dr. P. Sivaram has asked the question, has raised his hand.
Sir. Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, can I ask question, please?
Yeah.
Devani sir is busy in some sharing some contact probably. He was telling, but somebody is asking for contact details of the toilet clinic.
Okay.
Dr. Sivaram.
Perhaps he's doing that.
Sir.
Just wait for a minute, sir.
Sure.
In the chat box, I've shared the number of Sri Shashi Bhushan ji, and he is from WADS. He was earlier working with UNICEF, and in the training part and otherwise also he was instrumental in providing uh, support for establishing this toilet clinic. So anybody who is interested in replicating this, they can contact him. He'll even the training part and knowledge sharing he can do.
Yeah, namaskar, sir. My name is Dr. Shivaram. I'm former professor and head of CRAs, that is Center for Rural Infrastructure, National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, Hyderabad. And I must congratulate you for this innovative approach. It is excellent presentation. And coming to other side, what is the community involvement in the process of this approach? That's number one. Number two is, can you please throw some light on sustainability of this approach? And third one is, what is the percentage of open defecation free in Bihar?
Okay, so I'll go one by one. See, community involvement
Yes, sir.
is the most crucial component in this, and we try to involve the community in multiple ways. First, in any of the toilet clinics which we have established, we try to, and not tried, we have trained masons and janitors from the local people. So mason and janitor who are working in a panchayat are from that panchayat only, so that people can also see that okay, working in this initiative, they can gain. Second part was making people aware that okay, this is something important, this is something which you will benefit if you come under our initiative, if you get out your toilets repaired. So we mastered IEC plans for that. We organized camps in villages, and even one person, our executives went from village to village, telling them that okay, now this type of initiative has started. We did meetings with the local mukhya, with local schools, headmasters of schools, so that they can employ our janitors in their schools, in their panchayats. So this type of community engagement, Neeraj ji, can you please switch off your mic? Priyadarshi ji, your mic is on.
Sekia sir, उनको mute कर दीजिए. I think you are the admin. Please mute him. I am messaging is constantly, but he is not listening. Mr. Sekia, he is disturbing everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am taking care of that. Okay, sir.
Please, इनको यार
So,
either you remove him from the
we
PC
did
or you can mute.
So we did this community involvement at multiple levels because this initiative, see, starting this is very easy, but it cannot become successful unless and until people are made a part of it. And our moving to women SHGs involving CBOs, it was all with the same intention that people should feel that okay, it is their initiative. So that was about community involvement. About sustainability, it has become quite sustainable now, and with the involvement of women SHGs, we are hopeful that it will be further improved because we are trying to develop it as a business model. So this sustainability, I think we started the first clinic somewhere in 2022. 2 years have passed and it's functioning good. So I think, and we have started this involvement of women SHGs about 6 months back. So even before involvement, about means for 1.5 years, it functioned as a sustainable initiative, and from 6 months, it is doing even better with the involvement of women SHGs. So I think, it is gradually becoming a sustainable initiative. But anyone who is starting now, I'll say that it will need the hand holding of the people at helm initially. Once it takes up, once the people own the initiative, it will be very easily sustainable. But for initial time, you'll have to do meetings, you'll have to tell public representatives, you'll have to tell common people about this initiative because this is something new. They must be made aware, okay, this is something which is happening and how it is going to benefit them. Next, in the chat box, I can see Tanya from
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Tanya is there.
How
She's
scalable
asking,
this initiative is. See,
yes,
right
yes.
now we are keeping it at the level of blocks, but it is very much replicable, and it starts from the level of panchayats. Our masons and janitors are at the level of panchayats, and from there we went to blocks, and it is very easily replicable because we have seen that in multiple districts of Bihar this has been replicated, and as now government of India has decided that it is going to be replicated. I think it will be replicated in other states also. See, because this is a common problem across the country. Anywhere, any infrastructure is getting developed, it will need O&M, it will need repair. So I think it is pretty much scalable and replicable.
So I have not seen any more raised hand. Probably there is no more question, and we have already consumed an hour. So may I request Ishfaq sir to put his closing remark, please.
आप दे दीजिए, आप कर दीजिए.
Ishfaq sir.
सेक्या साहब आप क्लोज कर दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं.
Actually,
Sum up and close it.
Okay, he must be busy in some other world. Once again, I congratulate Sri Asatosh Dwivedi sir for his brilliant presentation. Actually, he had been to this place, as was. We had a very brief talk on this concept, and really we like this concept. That is why I was after him to give a webinar, and he usually keeps himself very busy, as you know, that being a district development commissioner is responsibility. But I'm thankful that at last he worked out some time to present this very useful information to all the participants, and I am hopeful that many of the participants will definitely take this concept for repairing and maintenance of low facility toilets, which is a very difficult subject in the field. We have seen that after construction of so many toilets under Swachh Bharat mission, majority of the toilets are getting defunct in certain areas, particularly water-duct areas, dark-prone areas. But this community-led program will definitely help those areas to make their toilets functional. So once again, my congratulations, and my thanks from SPM Nivas. And I thank all the participants for their active participation and your concern. And I hope that your support to SPM Nivas will continue like this in future also. Thank you very much. Now we are going to close this session. The last question is coming in the chat box. If Devili sir has time, can answer the question. It is from Tripura. If we make a designated block-wise team to access this work.
Yeah, sure. You can be done.
Okay. Okay. Once again, thank you very much for your participation. And here we close our this webinar for today. And looking forward for your active participation and support in future also. Thank you.